Look at modern Indian esports today, and you see sold-out arenas and millions of screaming fans. But behind the roar of the crowd, the reality of surviving at the very top of this industry often looks like a localized digital war zone. Payal Dhare didn't start with massive financial backing or a pre-built audience. She was an ordinary college student who picked up a phone and decided to compete in a space almost entirely populated by men. To build her audience, she had to navigate a landscape that saw her gender as a vulnerability. She had to learn how to keep the camera on even when the chat became a weapon. The creators sitting at the top of the Indian gaming ecosystem didn't inherit their crowns. They survived an internet culture designed to break them. Just a few years ago, the path to a successful career in India was narrow and heavily policed by traditional expectations. Gaming was widely dismissed as a distraction, entirely devoid of professional infrastructure. Then, cheap data and accessible smartphones flooded the market. Suddenly, anyone with an internet connection had a portal to bypass the gatekeepers of traditional media. Payal began streaming her gameplay to empty chat rooms. She balanced college coursework and familial expectations during the day, pouring her energy into a secret passion that offered zero financial validation. She was fighting a deeply ingrained cultural current. The competitive gaming ecosystem was loud, aggressive, and almost exclusively male. There was a systemic assumption that a young, middle-class woman simply didn't belong in that lobby. Moving the viewer count from 0 to 1 took mechanical skill, but it also required a willingness to ignore the quiet judgment of her peers and society. After months of grinding through the obscurity of PUBG Mobile and BGMI, the algorithms finally caught up. Her consistency tipped into exponential growth, and her subscriber count skyrocketed into the millions. That momentum caught the attention of S8UL, the most prominent gaming organization in the country. Her induction cemented her status among the absolute elite of Indian content creators. But that visibility came with a severe penalty. As her streams reached the masses, she hit a wall of intense, highly localized toxicity. Her comment sections flooded with aggressive, coordinated sexist backlash. A pervasive narrative took hold across the community. Critics weaponized her identity against her, pushing the myth that her numbers were purely a result of her gender, rather than the thousands of hours she spent mastering the game. Every milestone she reached triggered a louder, more vicious pushback from a community that wanted to invalidate her entirely. The psychological toll of that environment is staggering. Behind the upbeat live streams, she faced severe burnout, caught in an exhausting daily cycle of having to justify her own success. This pressure peaked during a concentrated wave of internet controversies. Highly publicized rumors and targeted campaigns threatened to permanently derail her career before it had fully matured. The digital ecosystem inherently rewards outrage. A single localized rumor can be fed into an algorithmic echo chamber, rapidly infecting a vast network of users who organize into targeted harassment campaigns. Being the singular focus of a trending hate wave is profoundly isolating. She was watching a digital mob form against her in real time, in front of an audience of millions. Surviving a machine built to profit from anger forces a hard internal shift. You learn to stop looking for validation in the noise and start finding it in the work itself. At the absolute height of the pressure, Payal made a calculated pivot. Instead of retreating from the camera, she expanded her footprint. She pushed into IRL streams, daily vlogging, and elaborate cosplay. She began executing high-profile collaborations with creators outside of the immediate mobile gaming bubble. This diversified her presence and insulated her brand from the highly localized controversies of the esports scene. Watching her navigate that toxicity had a cathartic effect on her viewers. They saw the hate she received, and they saw her continue to broadcast anyway. That shared experience forged a core fan base of extreme loyalty. She took the friction meant to destroy her channel and utilized it as the ultimate audience retention engine. Today, those early days of zero viewers are far behind her. She is now representing India on massive global platforms, including nominations at international award shows like the Mobies. Her presence at events like the Esports World Cup proves that her influence has broken completely past domestic borders. She stands on the most intimidating stages the industry has to offer. The creator, who was repeatedly told to log off and step aside, is now the definitive face of her region for the rest of the world. Look at the demographic makeup of Indian content creation today, and you can see the direct result of her persistence. The ecosystem is tangibly different than it was when she started. By surviving the gauntlet, she provided a tangible blueprint. Thousands of young women now have the visible proof they need to pick up a phone, start recording, and stake their own claim in the digital economy. Her empire stands today not because of an absence of hate, but in direct, calculated defiance of it. Payal Dhare forced the industry to change the way it looks at success by simply refusing to disappear.